So here it is, my new to me 2012 CRV. Undercoating season is upon us. October 11th already, 2024. I bought this thing about a month ago. Been wheeling her up and down Highway 11 to Timmins and back. About 6,000 K on it. It's fairly clean for a 2012. It's from the city, so it's never lived on a dirt road, so the underneath isn't packed with mud. So I'm gonna get her up on the hoist, get all the panels off the bottom, and check this thing out. After you struggle your way through breaking most of those plastic things, I tried to get those ones. I know they're just gonna break, so I just stopped. Packed full of leaves and stuff up in there, so I think it's worthwhile to pull them down. These smaller plastic fasteners that Honda uses are quite delicate. They were on my Civic as well, and they're pretty easy to break. So I slide this flathead screwdriver in under here to hold the clip in while I just try and pry out on this part. If you only use this and pull out on it, it just seems to break the tabs off the back. For a 12-year-old vehicle that's been driven in the winter, this isn't in terrible shape. Yeah, there is a bit of light surface rust. Here where it holds sand and moisture, it's getting a little bit crusty, but that's not terrible. I will pack this area with grease to give it the best chance possible to not corrode anymore. If that was a domestic brand vehicle, this would probably be completely rotten and it'd be on its way to the scrapyard. Hondas definitely do seem to last a little bit better. So I finally finished fighting all these clips, getting all this down. It's not terrible. I mean, like, yeah, it's got a little bit of flakies here and there, but I'll go through and scale off the worst areas and go around with the blowgun and clean up the rest of it, but that's good. I'll be able to spray all that up in there. They put all these on here for better aerodynamics, I guess, but certainly makes it hard to undercoat. Under here, and notice the heat shield around this section of the mufflers. Not looking so good. Where the steel meets the aluminum, this aluminum's so thin, it's just corroding it. So I was able to get the bolt out, spray some oil up in between there. I'm gonna put a big stainless washer on that. So I've got the bolt all covered in anti-seize too, and then there's the bigger washer. Help bridge that crusty area. You definitely don't wanna get overspray on your brakes. So something I found that works well, aluminum foil. Now the trick is to get it just the right length. Try and tuck it in the best I can and kind of just holds itself there. I've seen other guys put bags over them, but I don't know, I tried that and that seemed to hold itself on there quite nicely. Couple spots like this that are on the extra crusty side. I've done this in the past. It seems like it works well. Oh, I should pull that. Just put the grease to it. Smear a whole bunch of grease all over it. I used to do this on my Civic too. I'd fill these little spots right full of grease. So I'm all set here to start spraying. Got the rig set up here. Otoprotec. Looks like they've got a website there, and Google would probably have more information about that thing than I would. I've got the inner cavity attachment on here. Fan pattern, like that. This is what I use for oil. It comes from the local CarQuest brand part store. So you can either get it in black or amber. This is amber, it's kind of like yellow color. So this oil when it comes is quite thick, and a trick that I've found to thin it is to use a little bit of dirty engine oil. Now this stuff here, I put too much in. It's very easy to put too much in. So see the color it comes out. It's pretty dark and it's pretty runny. I don't think there's a whole lot of oil left in the propane tank here. That's probably borderline too much. And this is what it looks like in its natural state. It's pretty clumpy. And in these pails it will separate, like there's a liquid that'll kind of come to the top of it. A mixer like this on a drill seems to work pretty well. So this should pour a lot smoother now. Yeah. Temperature really makes a big difference with this stuff. Like it's probably about 15 degrees Celsius in here right now. If you're doing this when it's cold, this stuff is that much harder to pour. I've heated up a big bucket of water before, or if you can put them near the wood stove or put them inside the house. So this stuff is an oil-based product, is what it says. Now it's kind of got like a wax, something or other in it that must help it stick. And when you get it on the black plastic of your vehicle, if you don't wash it off, it kind of leaves like a white stain. I would recommend just washing it off if you get some overspray. Yeah, see what I'm into here? It won't go down the funnel. But yeah, this stuff could probably use to be a bit warmer. Maybe I should take my own advice and heat this up. Probably if you use that much engine oil to a whole thing of that. So I just finished up with the inner cavity tip. Got everywhere pretty good. And the mixture of the oil is pretty good now. I'm pretty happy with it. So, and now I'll just put the regular gun tip on and start spraying. The consistency of it's pretty good, like it's not too runny and it's spraying not bad. Having the pressure turned up does make it foggy in here. That's the only thing. With that inner cavity attachment, it kind of keeps the fog to a minimum, but finally got her all sprayed. That looks pretty good. I went pretty heavy on the oil, especially back here where it was crustier, up and around there. And I put a lot in the rockers, but that's good. Time to get all these plastic shields back on now. But if you're doing something like this, having one of these kits is pretty handy. Just automotive plastic fastener assortment off of Amazon. These ones, I'd recommend not using these. They're easy to go in, but to get them out, like, they break. Like, they're just garbage. Don't use them. These ones that go in and snap and expand, you can get them out like 70% of the time. Honda uses, they're very delicate. They break so easy. But I found that these style of plastic little snappy things that are used in four-wheelers and snowmobiles and stuff, they fit right in there. Not too bad. You kind of got to pound them in, but they are a lot less delicate, so they're a good replacement. So this bolt somehow snapped off in the hole. So to fix that, I'm gonna use a stainless riv knot. So that's the riv knot there, and that's the bolt that'll thread into it. So you use this tool, and it collapses this part like a shoulder, and it like crimps it into the body. So starting with a smaller bit, use a bit that's the diameter of your bolt. Now when you use the bigger bit, don't drill through that plastic, because then your bolt will pass through the hole. Ask me how I know. Okay, so that's got to be threaded all the way down to the base of that for this to work. I kind of made that hole too big, but this is holding on a piece of plastic. There. So the rest of these bolts that I'm putting back in the metal fasteners, they're getting plenty of anti-seize on them. It's winter tire season. I still had the winters off my Civic and I wanted to use them because they had aluminum rims, but they're a lot smaller, the tires. Luckily, still have the winters off Sarah's CRV. I had them for sale all last winter and nobody bought them, so glad I still have them. I think they were on her CRV for at least one winter. No, I think two. Last but not least, give them the old courtesy clean. Even though I had a tarp on here, there still is like a little bit of residue on there. I can never get glass clean with just Windex. So this stuff here, invisible glass, it works pretty good when you get oil or whatever on a windshield or any windows. Do it with Windex first, then do it with this stuff, and that seems to get it pretty clean. This stuff's kind of weird, but it's from 2007, so it's 2024 now.